Most sewers have experienced the frustration and disappointment of fitting issues that persist, even after taking the time to adjust the pattern and sew up a sample. Fit issues often persist because the adjustments that you're making aren't addressing the real cause of the problem. As you already know, patterns are drafted for an industry standard that doesn't necessarily reflect the variations in individual bodies. So today, I'll share 5 essential pattern adjustments that can significantly improve how your patterns fit. I'm Alexandra Morgan from In-House Patterns, Inc. I help experienced sewers and aspiring pattern makers confidently create garments that fit. If you're struggling with fitting your sewing patterns and want to take control of your fitting process, visit inhousepatternstudio.com for expert-led tutorials and skill-building courses designed to elevate your sewing. The most common fitting challenges sewers face today often come down to proportion and shape. This is why choosing your pattern size according to your bust, waist, and hip girth measurements just isn't enough to create a garment that fits. The truth is that your size choice is just a starting point. There is so much more to consider if you want to align the pattern to your individual body proportion and shape. The good news is that many of the fit issues we all face can be solved on the pattern before you sew. Here are 5 fit adjustments you should be considering for better results. Number 1, the center back waist length. If you are shorter or taller than the standard body that the pattern was designed for, you may need to raise or lower the waist level. Putting the waistline in position can often solve fitting issues that appear at or below the waistline. If you want to take length adjustments even further, it's a good idea to also consider bust and hip level too. Number 2 is the cup size adjustment. I said it last week and I will say it again. If your cup size does not match that of the pattern, you will need to make a cup size adjustment. Cup size adjustments allow for the ideal amount of length, width, and shape over the bust area. If the horizontal balance lines are not level, the darts feel too high or too low, and the fabric is too loose or too tight across the bust, this is very likely a cup size issue, not a pattern size issue. Number 3 is the shoulder slope and position. The standard front shoulder slope on a pattern is usually between 17 and 23 degrees. If your shoulders are more sloped or more square than the pattern you are using, you will need to make a shoulder slope adjustment. The shoulder seam position is ruled by the angles of the front and back shoulder line. A balanced shoulder seam will have the same angle at the front and back, but it isn't always necessary or desirable. If your shoulder position is set more forward on your body, the back shoulder angle will need to be less than the front in order for the seam to sit on top of the shoulder. Shoulder slope and shoulder position adjustments can improve the balance of the garment and the fit of the armhole and sleeve. It's a good idea to pay close attention to this important area. Number 4, the back contour shaping. We often assume that our backs are straight because most patterns lack fitting elements that shape the upper back area of the pattern. A forward neck, rounded back, and forward shoulder often require more center back length above the bust level, as well as dart or seam shaping in the neckline, shoulder, or armhole to accommodate individual posture and shape. Solving for fitting issues in the upper back, neckline, and shoulders can change the fit and balance of the entire garment. If you are seeing major fitting issues around the armholes, bust, waist, or hips, look up, way up, because those fit issues may be originating in the neck, shoulders, or upper back area of your garment. Number 5, wearing and design ease. The body has the ability to move in dynamic ways. The shoulders lift, the arms extend, and the torso and legs bend. Proper wearing ease can account for these articulations, but you also need to consider the intended use, style, and silhouette of the garment. This is where design ease comes in. Both wearing and design ease must be considered when making your fitting adjustments. Solving for ease starts with understanding optimal ease. Optimal ease is the amount of ease that the pattern designer has applied to the standard body measurements to arrive at the final style and silhouette of the garment. A little investigative work with the sizing chart and pattern measurements will give you the optimal ease used by the pattern designer, which you can then apply to your adjusted pattern to achieve the silhouette that the designer originally intended. Ease, however, is a very personal thing. You may find that you need more or less ease than the designer intended, so first understanding the optimal ease gives you the knowledge you need to customize it to your personal preference. If you want a step-by-step guide to understanding fit adjustments, download my Perfect Fit Guide. It's free and designed to help you address many of these challenges. Obviously, there are many more possible adjustments that you can make to your pattern to perfect the fit. You'll find loads of step-by-step tutorials at inhousepatternstudio.com. I'll leave a link to the ones that I shared today in the description of this video. If you'd like to learn more about how to use balance lines in fitting, the Lila sewing pattern is the perfect next step. The pattern already has the vertical and horizontal lines marked on the pattern and includes video tutorials on how to use them to improve your fitting process. I'll leave a link to both resources somewhere on this page. If you enjoyed this video and you're watching it on YouTube, comment below with your thoughts. If you know someone who might benefit from seeing this video, share the link and invite them to learn along with you. I'll chat with you soon. Bye for now.